Hello, I'm the STEM tutor, and in this lesson, I will delve deeper into calculating the volume of hydrochloric acid needed to find different molarities. I have picked 5 popular molarities that I see often in lab classes. What do we need to know in order to solve a molarity problem involving acid? For starters, we need to know the concentrated molarity for our given acid, in this case hydrochloric acid, and this applies pretty much to all acids. So, when I order hydrochloric acid, for instance, I get the full strength 12.1 molar concentration. This allows me to dilute to any molarity that I want. Second, how much volume do I need? You can have 1 liter, 800 milliliters, 100 milliliters, and so on. I'm going to make 1 liter, which is the same as 1000 milliliters. To start off, let's use our dilution equation, M1V1 equals M2V2. I discussed this dilution more in my other video on preparing 100 milliliters of 1 molar hydrochloric acid. So if you want more of an explanation on this, please visit that video as well. But essentially, you're plugging in your knowns and solving for your unknown. I highly suggest you map out the equation like how I'm doing. Some questions will have extra values that aren't even needed, and this I find confuses people. So mapping helps to isolate the values you're really working with. M1 is 12.1 molar because this is our starting molarity. The left side of the M1V1 equation has your starting values, and the right side, M2V2, has the values you want to achieve. For this problem, I'm going to pick 3 molar. So I want to make 1000 milliliters of 3 molar solution. V1 is our unknown, and for V2, I wrote that for this example, I want to end up with 1000 milliliters. So I'm going to clear the space and have our values off the left for quick reference. Let's rewrite M1V1 equals M2V2 and start plugging in the values in our designated spaces. Since we are solving for V1, we need to get 12.1 molar to the other side of the equation by simply dividing. And our value for V1 is 248 milliliters of hydrochloric acid. But we need 1000 milliliters total, so there's an extra step involved. You get your quantity of water by simply subtracting 248 milliliters from 1000 milliliters to get 752 milliliters of water. Now remember, always add acid and base to water, never the other way around. Let's do more practice and play around with the molarities and the final volumes. I do my equations like this, it's quicker. Continue to play around with these equations and add your own values. The great thing about M1V1 equals M2V2 is that you can pretty much solve for any of those values. So in this video, if I didn't, maybe solve for an unknown, it's easy to rearrange the equation to solve for that.